Hello everybody, my name is Omar Khan and I'm recording this video for the matter of Kashmir that has been raised in the United Kingdom. So today I sit in Crawley and I'd like to um, say hello and regards to everybody around the world, especially the people of Kashmir and those people who are fighting for the right causes of humanitarian issues. Our support is with you, and also our prayers are with you. And we hope that it paves a better future as we go ahead into 2025, that the rights of the people, the rights of the humanity are preserved, and we value human life all across the globe. So today I'd like to discuss this topic in regards to the motion of Kashmir that we will be presenting in the Workers' Party, Great Britain, George Galloway's party. It's a political party of United Kingdom, Great Britain, and we are going to be taking this step forward to represent the people of Kashmir, the matter of Kashmir that has not been resolved since 1947 in the political party of the UK. So this may become, and we are hoping that it will become an issue that we will be able to bring resolution to. So when I do start this video, I'd like to give the reassurance to the people of Pakistan and the people of India that we are not against any state, we are not against any religion, whether you're a Muslim or a Hindu, or whether you're a Sikh. We are not against any personality or individuals. We are not against the government of Pakistan, neither we are against the government of India. What's more important here is to see that we are in 2024, a generation and a century where people do admire and respect the rights of other people. And as we speak, and I do record this video in Great Britain, we have humanitarian values, we have human rights, and we have European human rights as well. And then UK has been a flag bearer of the rights and the protection of these rights. So we need to understand whether it is to do with domestic issues, whether it's to do with like people's humanitarian issues, whether it's to do with genocide in Kashmir. We will be raising a keen voice that would bring people on one table to be able to resolve these conflicts. So first of all, I have, as a member of British Party, Workers' Party, I have raised this as a motion, and I'm hoping that in February 2025, this will be approved with great majority, and the matter of Kashmir will be taken seriously after 1947. I believe it has been ignored and in a way put aside, and that is a heartbreaker for the people of Kashmir who are going through atrocities, who are going through the deprivation from the right of self-determination. So they do not have the right to determine their own fate. And this puts us in a very bad situation globally, that today, if you ignore the matters of Kashmir, it may become, and it might become, the same situation as Palestine. As we know today, Israel and Palestine conflict is there, and all these countries, including the United States, Britain, and the rest of the Middle East, is suffering, and the whole world has been put on fire by just a few people who did not take certain things very seriously. So matters of genocide, they do hold a great importance in the political realm, and they do hold great importance in the countries who are educated and who come from a solid background. So we represent Great Britain, and from Great Britain's point of view, it's very important to understand that the matter of Kashmir has been taken as a genocide, and this voice will be raised all across the UK and all across the globe in the Houses of Commons, in the Parliament, and also in the Congresses of America, United States, through the voice of the people, through the voice of their member of parliaments and the councillors that are the ones who are chosen by the local public. So first of all, it's important to understand that the situation in Kashmir is a genocide. It's an active genocide that's been committed by the state of India in the Indian occupied Kashmir. I myself had a great privilege to visit the independent Kashmir, which is on the Pakistani side, which is the Pakistani occupied Kashmir. I can give you my reassurance and understanding that when I went there, I had no pressure from either the government of Pakistan nor any pressure from the government of Kashmir. I felt warmly welcomed by the Kashmiri people, and I'm astonished to find out that the literacy rate of Kashmir is 98% and above in the independent Kashmir. So the occupied Kashmir, which we see as the one which is on the side of India, There are so many breaches of the human rights acts. There are so many breaches of the freedom of expression, the freedom of religion, having it been a state of majority Muslims above a really good, above 70%, in some cases people say 90% above. And those people have not been given the right to practice their religion freely, to practice their culture freely. Rather, they've been put through a lot of torture on a regular basis, such as rapes against the women, torture against the children, and 4,000 political activists that have been captured and they've been jailed in India just because they are willing and they're wishing to raise the concerns that they see on the ground in reality on a daily basis. So it's very important for us to understand that as British people, we cannot ignore these happenings. We cannot just ignore and sit and say that this is not part of what we should deal with. I had come across some of the comments of the people in Britain and I'm not going to name which party. They were mentioning that the matter of Kashmir is an external matter, and we as British people want to move forward in 2024 in a direction that we do not put any interest in what happens outside the UK, other than of sorts of things such as Palestine and Israel war and Ukraine war. So let me remind you guys, let me remind that mentality which claims that the matter of Kashmir is anything less than Palestine. In other ways, I know the Metro of Palestine is dearer to our hearts, and the Metro of Ukraine, it is humanity that is being damaged and is being tortured and butchered. When it comes to Kashmir, it has been an open prison. Now, when I say this word, understand it clearly, an open prison means that you have a country by the names of it, but nothing has been given, no rights have been given to the people of that country, so they cannot practice anything democratically or freely. Rather, their wills have been suppressed and depressed and pushed down and pushed away, and just no rights have been given to those people to practice their life freely, to be able to breathe freely in that air that belongs to them. So in the matter of Kashmir, it is a genocide where Indian army has kept one soldier over every 10 Kashmiri innocent people that are living in the Indian occupied Kashmir. When I say there is more than over 1 million Indian soldiers, Indian army personnel that are present in the Indian occupied Kashmir who are torturing 10 people per soldier. So you have one soldier on 10 people. So if you go out on the street, you cannot even move freely because you've been watched and you've been tortured. And then they will arrest you, fake arrests, and they are not based on anything. The power that India government has given is beyond any imagination, that no accountability of these soldiers will be kept in mind when they arrest or make these arrests. So it's great breaches of the human rights. British Parliament has been made aware over the years and every single year. But I am feeling very sad, and I don't understand why that the MPs, the Member of Parliament of the British Parliament, has not been able to raise any voice until this time today when I'm sitting here and raising this voice and we're making this an issue of a political party. It is not an issue that only Workers' Party Great Britain has to deal with. This is an issue that every single political party of Great Britain has this as their agenda on their party platform, to be able to raise this so people of Kashmir might find some solace or might find some peace in the coming years. I found the people of Kashmir to be the loving, the most beautiful people when it comes to the heart and mind. They are calm, they're peaceful. However, we should not be testing their patience, that we leave them so far away that one day they take up the arms and take a struggle that might become a conflict between two states such as Pakistan and India. So today we have a time when British people and the British Parliament can play a great role to be able to stop this warfare that might happen tomorrow. A great war awaits Pakistan and India. Now, this is a statement I would like to give. A great war awaits Pakistan and India, and this war could bring the Third World War in the whole of the world. So we need to be taking the matter of Kashmir very seriously, that the people's rights have been breached, people have been suffocated, they've been pushed against the wall, and these people are demanding the British government and the British Army to intervene positively via the United Nations. And when we present this motion, we have United Nations on every single line that we address, that all these resolutions have been agreed by the United Nations and agreed by Pakistan and by India. But however, why has the resolution not been still there, and why has it not taken place, is because the atrocities from the Indian sides are so huge and great that they do know that the people who live in Kashmir, in the Indian occupied Kashmir, they are majority Muslim. They do not want to be with India, and they want to just torture them, Indian army wants to just torture them, and they want to just press their voice. And let me assure you guys, and let me assure the Indian authorities, that this is not how it works, especially today in the day of media, where people have their rights. The voices will be going around the world. And one request I would like to make to the department and the state of India is that you need to give up and withdraw your military as you promised in the resolution 47 and the other resolution 51 of the United Nations in 1948. And it was also the proposal of General McNaughton, who said that the demilitarization of both sides of Kashmir between Pakistan and India will take place. And it's been 77 and onwards years, and nothing has still taken place. So I would like to request the government of India and the government of Pakistan to choose a platform or a place or a country, whether it be Britain, to come forward and hold the talks between both countries, so the resolution of Kashmir might be provided, so that the matter of Kashmir is resolved. Because if this matter is not resolved, I fear that there will be a big war and a great war between India and Pakistan. We do not require this war. Nobody on both sides of the countries, India and Pakistan, no one wants this war. It will be a suffering for the humanity, for the souls, innocent souls. And it is very important to understand that no one knows when that war will be happening. But I know one thing for sure, that when you keep pressing the rights of Kashmiris, and Kashmiris are being pushed against the wall now, and there's a lot of infiltration of Indian military and the intelligence by the looks of it, where they're trying to change the face of the Kashmir, the reality and history, the rich history of Kashmir, where there was every Kashmiri is a Muslim, most of them 90%, 80%, and then their culture is different to Hindus. As Muhammad Ali Jinnah said in 1947, that why would Pakistan and India be separated? Because our culture is different, our religion is different, our mindset is different, our approaches are different. We are two different nations, we are two different mindsets, we are two different identities, and we two different cultures. When people of Britain see India and Pakistan, they think it's a subcontinent. It is not. It is two different identities, two different mindsets, two different people, two different races, and two different religions. We need to understand if they're not separated. So if Kashmir is not given to Kashmiris, and they're not given the right of self-determination, then I fear that this war between Kashmir and India might break out anytime soon, and it will not look good on the people of India. So my humble request is that everybody stands up together, take the course of action, such as sit on the table. The solutions are always presented on the table. America sat down in Qatar to have the solution, the biggest solution in Afghan war. So if that kind of thing can be sorted out, why could not the matter of Kashmir be sorted out? Let's not make this another Palestine. Let's not make this another graveyard of innocent lives. Let's not make this another mistake that we all committed since 1947. And on this note, I would like to say, under the resolutions of the United Nations Security Council of 1948 and the proposal of General McNaughton and the other proposals that were presented, and the agreement of India and Pakistan that they will sit on the table, they will negotiate the matter of Kashmir, let it be a matter of the table, and let's come forward as soon as possible without any delays with a clean heart and intentions to bring a resolution to this issue. And I hope that the people of Britain, the all political parties, will stand up with this. But I can assure you that Workers' Party Great Britain, Mr. George Galloway, he's a personality. He's always spoken about the matter of Kashmir in his speeches since 1947, 1960, 80s, whenever he was in politics. And this matter is the same identical matter as the matter of Palestine. So let's take it seriously. Let's move forward. And another thing I wanted to say to you before I close my talk is we are very active in Crawley, and we are taking steps forward to bring resolution to issues like this, which is directly and indirectly impacting on the lives of the British people, where there are more than 1.6 million Pakistanis in the UK, and according to one of the researchers says, more than 70% of these Pakistanis are Kashmiris. So if 1.1 million people living in Britain out of 70 million people, let's say if 2% of the British population is being affected directly in a different country in Kashmir, and they're living in Britain, then this raises up our eyebrows. It makes us think that we are living with these Kashmiri people. Why have not been able to resolve this issue since that time? So the British government made a decision and made a promise to Captain Hussain Shaheed, the martyr of British Army. He was a captain of British Army, that when independent Kashmir today, which is with Pakistani occupied Kashmir, which they call Azad Kashmir, that was liberated by Captain Hussain, a Kashmiri warrior and a captain of British Army. It was promised to Mr. Hussain that the rest of the Kashmir will also be given to the people of Kashmir and no countries will be intervening in it. That promise is still hanging over the heads of British people. That promise needs to be fulfilled by this generation today, because this promise was made by our ancestors in British Empire, in the partition of the British colonialism, colonialism. And that participation of British Empire in the colonies was the promise that was made at that time, that when the separation of the subcontinent happens, then Kashmir will be given to the people of Kashmir, because Kashmir has its own history, its own culture, and its own background. Thank you very much for listening, and I'm sure that you will vote in favor of this motion. But at the same time, this motion is just the beginning. We have to raise much more voices for the matter of Kashmir, and I'm sure with the help of God, with the help of Allah Almighty, that this matter will be resolved. May God be with the humans. May God be with the people of Kashmir. Long live Kashmir, and Kashmir will be a state that will choose their own fate and the future based on the right of self-determination. Thank you very much and have a good day. Bye-bye.